Hello everybody. Welcome to another Hangout stream. Today, rather than randomizing stuff, we've got a pretty specific plan in mind, and we'll just see how far we want to take it. So, basically, all the stuff we're going to be making today is going to be going into our Carinal Continent project. And if, you saw the title, we're going to be fleshing out the Mur'sek with some more monster stat blocks in case you wanted to add them into your campaign. And we might be adding a little bit of a... extra stuff to the playable race version of it.
Well, let's give a little bit of a background, too, for people who didn't watch the other one. So, if you guys watch any of our other streams, our Hangout streams, we've done a handful of, randomized content, randomized monster creations. And one of the things we came up with was the Mur'sek, but it was like a Mur'seki Wellborn. You want to pull up the picture of it, Gavin?
Yes.
They got a reference point. So basically, we decided that it's a relatively peaceful people, like a fisher town kind of thing, usually keep to themselves, almost like a Inuit kind of style vibes. But they're walrus-based people, and this one, this is the Wellborn. Basically, he would have been blessed with giant magic kind of a thing, and his job is he goes in and he hunts giant sea creatures like whales, giant sharks, things like that. So we statted him out, and we loved it so much that we created a playable race, and we figured, hey, why not finish the rest of them?
Yeah, and so basically, like we were saying, it has a little bit of hold on, let me turn this down just a little bit. There we go. So it has just a little bit of Inuit inspiration, as well as some Northern European ocean culture. So Finnish culture, things like that. A little bit with it. And yeah, it's so
he's
we just
also
wanted
20
to add...
feet tall. He's a 20-foot tall huggable monster.
Oh, I
didn't realize they were that tall.
Yeah,
Just
he is
the
a
Wellborn.
Yeah, he is a huge giant. The rest of them are normal humanoid.
Yeah, the rest are normal.
But
that one was they use giant magic to make him giant.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I think at the time in the randomizer he had to be, was it huge or he had to be large?
He had to be huge.
That's right.
And it was also had to be a creature type giant as well. So yeah. But these are not randomized. These are going to be humanoids. But they are want to give them some diverse stat blocks, because despite the fact that their culture as a whole is a relatively peaceful and friendly culture, they are just people, which means some of them can form tribes of bandits and plunderers and whatnot. Who knows? Maybe you want to add one that has a bit more of a Viking plunderer raider feel to them. So you could totally do that as well.
So you're thinking dividing stat blocks out, kind of like what they do with bandits. Like, this is a bandit captain, a bandit outlaw.
Yeah, and so we want a Mur'sek shaman, a Mur'sek champion, Mur'sek skirmisher.
The ones that would actually have a threat. Otherwise, they'd be just regular civilians.
Exactly.
They don't need a stat block necessarily.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they're going to be relatively simple stat blocks. But
we should definitely review the Wellborn too, to kind of get a vibe of, because I don't remember all the details that we did.
Okay.
Just so we can.
Let me pull it up on another tab right here.
Comparative,
Yeah. Collections, my homebrew creations. Yeah. So let's go take a look at the Whaleborn. So the Mur'sek Whaleborn. So let's just view the details page. Okay. So it does count as a giant. It is amphibious, meaning it can breathe both in air and water. But the thing is they get it's through that ritual that they can breathe underwater. Basically, they undergo this ritual to become a giant, mostly for hunting whales. They're basically it's so they can go into the water and grapple onto a whale and suplex it, and makes hunting the whales way easier. So it makes them much better swimmers than they already were, and then they get to use massive harpoons to fight with. And that's basically their thing. And then, of course, if so normally their swim speed would be the same as their walking speed, but with this ritual, it makes them just more powerful swimmers, so they get to swim even faster. And so, yeah, so basically, obviously, being a giant has a bunch of advantages used for building things, defense, all that kind of stuff. The primary reason they undergo this ritual is for hunting the larger sea creatures. It makes it immensely easier.
So it's like you'd probably have like one per village kind of a thing.
Yeah. And then once one dies, then someone else is selected to undergo this ritual. And then thing is they're really easy to hit. Pretty beefy. So they're going to be by no means the strongest combatant that the Mur'sek have to offer. But they are forced to be reckoned with. So I kind of want to do kind of want to have almost like 3 categories, I guess, of like a 2 categories of them, where you basically have your more spell casting focused ones and your more martial based ones. So probably maybe 2 or 3 different stat blocks for each group. And then each with their own unique skills and abilities.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, there are like you were saying, Sean, there is a couple different kinds of bandits, and so it's like maybe there. There's a bunch of different types of orcs going like this. Orc Eye of Grumch, Orc Hand of whatever, Orc Red Fang, Orc War Chief, like bunch of different these things. So I was the couple that I was thinking of was there could be like a chieftain, a champion, a shaman, a skirmisher, and then maybe like a couple more that are, because like the Whaleborn.
I think rather than champion, what if you just did chieftain, skirmisher, and bandit?
Well, no, because when it comes to a bandit, the bandit stat block specifically says any humanoid race, so you could just have take the normal bandit stat block and do it. My main thing is like you have the skirmisher, and then the champion is like it would be like the prime fighter, and so this one would be this one would just have a different array of weapons and armor than the skirmishers, and just a couple different, or maybe like 1 or 2 damage boosting abilities, so just to make them so it's like, oh, if you're gonna 1v1 the champion, you're in for a world of hurt kind of a thing. Or if they send the champion out, things getting serious. Because I was thinking, like, maybe he could have up to, like, half plate armor, but the half plate is all bone and stuff that he does. So he's just got better, the champion has, like, better equipment and everything.
I wonder, too, like, if we can think of some names that might be a little fitting, too. Like, what if instead of champion, something similar or equivalent to, but something that might fit their culture? Some kind of seasoned hunter, fisher thing.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like we don't
a little more on vibe.
But like the concept of having like a champion, a seasoned fighter of some sort.
Yeah.
It's a idea.
But I would say we can just start with the the skirmisher, because I feel like that is pretty good in their you know, kind of the vibe, you know, almost like lightly armored shock troops, so to speak. And I'm just thinking, given like the nature of what they are, I feel like they should be a skirmisher would be armed with spears and shields. That's what I'm thinking. Spears and shields, and then they should also have a ranged option. So yeah, just a very simple martial combatant.
Yeah.
So Mur'sek, skirmisher, size.
Remind me. So the Mur'sek, they're not this. Are they the same people as the Whaleborn? Just not a
Yes. Yeah. So the Whaleborn is a Mur'sek that went through a ritual to become giant.
It's almost like a title, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure my brain's thinking like we're on the same page visually.
Right. Yeah. Shaman cast some spells on him, turned him into a giant, basically.
Yeah. They're all the same kind of walrus people.
Yep.
So the skirmishers will
definitely giant still.
Mm-hmm.
Monster type is still they're giant.
Because yeah, like there's like harpoons that could be like javelins. Like there's some kind of whale themed or fisherman themed culture weapons. Consider as
well the reason why the Whaleborn gets the giant creature type is because
I thought we made the regular Mur'sek giant born like the
let me double check, because you may be right on that,
because I think we did it on purpose, kind of like Goliath is.
Yeah, you might be correct on that. Mur'sek are the distant descendants of sea giants. Yep, you are correct. So yeah, they do technically count as giant, but they're still medium sized, so kind of like a Goliath. Yeah. Just out of curiosity, I want to see
9.5 feet, but not a 10-foot, not large.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I am just curious.
They look big, but it's just fluff. It is pure fluff.
I could see like their champions or their like chieftain having like some kind of crazy anvil as a weapon.
Right.
It's like you don't have a ton of, but like through
even on the monster stat.
What if they just like a freaking anchor?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like a big old anchor, or like and their shield is just like the wheel of a ship. Something right. Very sailor themed, but
I love that.
There's some fun ideas. Like their whips could be ropes. Or,
okay, even Goliaths still count as humanoids, though. Even Goliaths still count as humanoids.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I would say let's keep them as humanoids. And we want to keep them as humanoids because also you want the spell, the you know, certain spells to work on them. Things like charm person and hold person, things like that.
Of or half giant.
Because one of the biggest things when you pick certain races, if you have a creature type other than humanoid, that is ridiculously powerful. Like the Thri-kreen being technically a monstrosity is super strong. just
A lot
having
of
that
things
different
only
creature
work
type.
on humanoids.
Yeah.
Right.
But all right, so trait name. So we're going to have trait name. All of them are going to have it. I think it'd be kind of funny to name this trait marine biology, which is the thing that allows them to hold their breath for a really long time.
Walruses can hold their breath for 30 minutes, by the way.
For 30 minutes? Okay. Given the fact that this is... should it just be a flat 30 minutes? Or, because if you're able to play as one of these two, should it be determined by your constitution? Or should it just be a flat 30 minutes?
I think flat 30 minutes.
Flat 30 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. Keep it a little simple for one of the, just a racial ability.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yep, marine biology. All Mur'sek can hold their breath for up to 30 minutes, and then we'll just throw that on to every single stat block that we do, other than the whaleborn, because they can breathe underwater with their ritual. Okay. So, does it let us add in... Okay. So, let's give him some gear.
What if instead of skirmisher, we called him a brawler or something?
Well, it's the reason why I'm thinking skirmisher is that is a pretty apt description for what I'm picturing in my head. I'm picturing light armored troops with a spear, with spears and a shield, and so basically they'll go in and they will. It's literally a charge in for a quick skirmish, stab the thing to death, and then they back off. That's kind of the tactic. It's meant for quick, decisive battles. And so for up close skirmishes. So skirmisher. I mean, keep the brawler in mind because that could be a whole nother type. Because who knows? They might have their. Who knows?
A brute. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that more than brawler.
Yeah.
Mur'sek brute.
Yeah, a Mur'sek brute. So yeah, so we could totally do that, and maybe they've got
Have that be the champion or whatever. You have a freaking anchor as a weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be pretty cool. I still think that I think the brute, because I want to make more rather than less, because I love this culture. I want it to be a very fleshed out thing when we go and fully do this. So I would rather have more than less. I still want to keep the brute and the champion separate. Although I think we could change the champion to chosen.
Definitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's focus on the skirmisher. So the skirmisher is going to be like the base level, like your standard standard foot soldier for the Mur'sek. What equipment should it have? So if we're going some pretty basic stuff, it's gonna be relatively easy to fight. So what kind of armor do you think should have? Probably just some hide armor.
Yeah, I'd probably say hide.
Yeah,
it's like that's pretty common in water cultures.
Okay, hide armor. It's got a spear, wooden shield.
Should it be a spear or a harpoon? Spear.
Yeah, these guys are they're not the fishermen. These are like the soldiers.
Yep. Yeah, spear is better.
The main reason the whaleborn gets the harpoon is because they're meant to fight giant sea creatures. So it's like they will go out on a longship, take one whaleborn with them, and then once they get a thing, they'll have the whaleborn dive down after it, and then everybody else will be throwing their harpoons from the deck of the ship, and then the whaleborn will wrestle it up onto the ship.
Yep. So definitely the spear.
Spear, and then I feel like they should have a ranged option. Hello, Super Foxer. We are doing good. We're just fleshing out a creature type in that we made, that we randomized and made, and we loved it so much. We're making a whole list of different creatures that go along with it. Well, a bunch of different stat blocks that go along with it, including, which we already made, but we want to tweak it a little bit, playable species to play. But yeah, so hide armor, spear, wooden shield. Okay, I feel like with being kind of like the shock troops. Oh, yeah. Just finished the final stat block campaign. It was a secret final boss. I love doing that. And if you're scared for your 5 level 17s, then you know you made something scary. Because here's the thing, we did a home...
It's hard to make level 17s be scared.
So we did a home game. Oh yeah, I will. That would be awesome. I'd love to see the stat block. I'd love to see what you cooked. That would be awesome.
Get inspiration too.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember. You guys remember at our home game. Oh, there we go. Let's see. We got a Google Drive thing. Let's see. Magus, Ultimate Dark Lord. Ooh, I like the artwork you got for him.
That's really cool.
There we go. Okay, armor class 21, arcane armor plus dex, 500 hit points. You need that for. You definitely need that for five level 17s. Okay, so in our home game, so before the campaign that we ran before we started streaming and everything, we had 5 players. Sean here was playing a artillerist artificer. Andrew was playing a phantom rogue. But there was one fight that we did. Our Hexblade Warlock, once they hit level 12, he started multiclassing into Paladin. What, didn't Matt do like, what was it, 250 damage in a single hit?
I think it was like 350.
Yeah, it was insane.
Cast max level smite on a crit.
Okay. But yeah, let's see what this is. Armor class 21, arcane armor plus dex. Nice, a lot of hit points. Speed 30 foot, and he's got a 40-foot fly speed. That's good. All right, so 12 strength, right? 20 dex, 26 con, 24 intelligent, 20 wisdom, 18 charisma. I like that because it makes him extremely powerful, but it's not like so high to where the numbers are getting ridiculous. Like, it's extremely powerful. Like, this looks like the stat block of somebody who has spent multiple lifetimes honing their skills. It's great.
He's no
That's
Vecna,
fantastic.
but he is Vecna's best friend.
Yeah. Saving throws. Really good at intelligence, constitution, wisdom saving throws. Very good, and also really cool that you really cool that you added those, but like it's not like there are some chinks in his armor. I really like that. Really good at all those skills. It's really good. Condition immunities, charmed, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, stunned, unconscious, petrified, dominated. Basically, yeah, that is exactly what you need for a final boss monster. Also like an ultimate Dark Lord guy. He probably spent however long training to resist those things. True sight, 120 feet, and passive perception 22. Makes him absolutely terrifying. Absolutely love it. Speaks a lot of things. Speaks common, infernal, primordial, and has telepathy out to 120 feet. You need that for the intimidation factor. There's something scary about the villain going directly into your brain.
Right.
Okay. Great. Legendary Archmage. Magus casts all his spells without material components. His spells ignore resistance to magic. Spell save DC is 21. Really powerful, terrifying, but also balanced for a final boss, I feel. Because especially if he's going against level 17s, like, there's still a chance. It's not instant delete you. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Void Presence. All enemies within 30 feet have disadvantage on saving throws against fear and charm. Absolutely awesome. Just that really sells the presence of being like the... oh crap. What makes him even more terrifying? He's optional. Yes, it's always the optional bosses. It's your Melania.
Don't knock over the obelisk.
Yeah, it's your Melania, your Bale.
Your nameless king.
Yeah, and then got that. Okay, so here is the passive ability, which you're saying is what makes him able to 1v5 them. Okay, here we go. Mantle of Judgment, passive ability. At the start of combat, roll 1d10 and determine the active damage type that bypasses Magus's magical mantle. Magus becomes immune to all damage types except the one rolled. Oh! After each time he is successfully damaged by an attack or spell, roll 1d10 again to switch his vulnerability to a new type. If the result is the same as the current one, reroll until a different type is selected. Okay, so basically you gotta be switching up your strategies and doing all this stuff. So yeah, when you're fighting 5 level 17s, yeah, that's terrifying. That's horrifying, and I love it. That's really cool.
Yeah,
While active, Magus is immune to all other damage types not currently selected. Really option. Really,
you said optional.
Really awesome, yeah.
And awesome together.
Yep.
Awesome. I would say give him like a vulnerability to the whichever type it is. That way, when they do figure it out, it hurts like hell.
Yeah,
unless they have magic items that does multiple types of damage.
Yeah, they should have all the options available to them, and they could probably already do a bunch of damage. They could already probably do a ton of damage when they do land that hit, because they're level 17. Oh, yeah, he's right. It literally says vulnerability. So yeah, you're right. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, let's see his actions. Scythe of Doom, melee weapon attack. Plus 10 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target. Hit 3d10 plus 5 necrotic damage. And the target must succeed on a DC 20 Constitution saving throw or have -2 to attack rolls until the end of its next turn. Okay.
Nice.
Special spell abilities. Magus can cast 1 per turn. Let's see. Lightning to all enemies in 60 feet. Dex save, DC 21, 8d10 lightning damage, half on success. Ice to all enemies within 60 feet, con save, 8d10 cold damage. And we got the fire, Dex save, 8d10. Wisdom save, 60-10 necrotics plus 60-10 psychic. Fail. On a fail, you are stunned until the end of your next turn. Okay. Ooh. That is scary. Barrier, 1 target. Grants resistance to all magical damage for 3 turns. Does not require concentration. Dark Mist, 30-foot radius around Magus. Con save, DC 21. 60-10 psychic fail. Disadvantage on next attack. Black Hole, 1 target, 60 feet. 12d10 force damage. If reduced to 50 HP or lower, target is disintegrated. No effect on success, though, so it's a high-risk, high-reward one. Woo! Squishy Wizard. Bring it on, foul wizard! Just gone.
I didn't mean to do it.
That'd be a great demonstration of power.
Yep, and Dark Lord's ultimate attack, Dark Matter, 1 a day. 60-foot radius sphere, 150 feet. Dex save, 14d10 necrotic plus 14d10 psychic. Dead enemies leave shadow echoes last 1 minute. Magus has advantage versus enemies within 10 feet of an echo. Woo! That is scary. But with a party that high level, you need to be on this level of scary. Because the thing is, so we went and we judged some homebrew a little while ago. I believe it was the week before last. And there were so many monsters that it was just like they're overpowered but without any cheeks in the armor, and it was basically just a steamroll the party. And it's like, don't get me wrong, this thing is really strong. But I personally would have fun fighting against this. This feels like an extreme challenge, but a beatable one. One that will most likely die, but if we pull it off, it's going to be insane. And you can pull it off through normal gameplay. You don't have to have some busted game-breaking build to do it. You just have to be good at the game, you know? And have the dice rolls in your favor.
See, my favorite thing is the fact that he's optional.
Yeah.
That always adds a layer of interesting factor to it. It's like, why did we do this?
Yep. Because at that point you can also just be like, you brought this on yourself, players.
Love it.
Yeah, that is awesome. I really like that. That is a really cool stat block right there. Even his phrase says that he's optional indirectly. You wish to fight me then? Yep. The bitter black wind begins to howl. And then everybody's gonna look at the one party member that egged him on and be like, dude, why did you do that? Oh, that is awesome. I'm pretty sure your players are gonna have a blast with this and be absolutely terrified the whole way through. That's great. Oh, man. But yeah, I really like that. I love making powerful monsters, but sometimes it's also fun to look at some of the more lower tier monsters. Although if you want our take on a fun monster, fun fact, I had offered a side quest that would have made him have 2 vulnerabilities rather than 1, but since it was optional, they skipped it. They told me it's just another boss we could take in. Oh, they're gonna regret that.
Provided the way.
Oh man.
I realized too, like I should one of these days, show you some of the custom stuff that I've made for my campaign.
Yeah.
I would love to. I love the one that you showed me with the angel fight that you were showing me, like the 3D diagram and everything with the aerial battle and all that.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Oh, so cool.
That was so fun seeing like players' reactions.
But yeah, if you want to see our take on a really powerful creature, we spun a wheel to randomize what creature type, its size, difficulty, all that stuff. If you go on to D&D Beyond, it's actually published on there. Just go to monsters, search up the Abyssal Weaver.
That is my favorite monster we've created so far. Lair actions and all. It's so terrifying.
But anyway, back to the Mur'sek Skirmisher. So we wanted to give it a ranged option. So hide armor, spear, wooden shield. I'm thinking we should do a sling just as so I think that way they don't have to put their shield down for it.
Sorry, I just read the last comment.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I think that would be hilarious.
I can't wait for when they start.
We figured it out.
Yeah, I can't wait for when they start fighting him and then start wondering why they don't do any damage, and when they finally get get hyped and get even more confused when the same attack doesn't work twice in a row. That's gonna be really fun to see that. That's gonna be great. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love that stat block. It's brutally difficult, but not in a way that seems BS to me.
Yeah.
Like it brutally difficult in the most fun way possible. It's great.
Yeah.
I think the skirmisher should probably have like a longbow. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking a sling, just because being a skirmisher, you want to get in the fight. And with a sling, they don't have to put their shields down.
True.
And so they're not going to be very dexterous.
And it's more unique.
There is also like javelins as well, which is kind of like a harpoon, but they also are just a one-handed chucking.
Mm-hmm.
don't have a lot you can use, but like
Mhm.
it is another option, or you can keep your shield. But a sling would work as well. You can sling javelins.
That would be very ineffective. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's one of
Actually,
those wrist launchers.
that's what Nikki's character in my campaign has, the atlatl, which is like basically a little slingshot for a javelin.
Yep.
that's
And
awesome.
It's
Dude, you can
super
launch
fun.
them so far with those things. It's
Yeah.
like adding it's basically like adding a spring to your arm when you throw it.
I basically just turned it into, like, instead of the javelin's throw distance, it's like a bow's range.
That's awesome.
With a little bit of an added benefit to it. But it was really fun. She was very creative with that.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me wants to just give them a sling just because nothing ever uses a sling.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it'd be awesome. You're just going, you see a bunch of walrus people, and it's like you're outrunning them, so they just start picking up rocks and ice shards and just and you just hear the crack as
Now that would be
you're just
intimidating,
getting
seeing a bunch
pelted.
of them just chucking a bunch of everything at you.
Right.
My vote is on the sling for
bones.
this one specifically.
All right.
Yeah.
We could have like a more ranged one or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, all Mur'sek are resistant to cold damage. Okay. Let's go ahead and do their stat blocks. So I'm thinking as like a standard foot soldier, strength 16, dex 12, con 14.
Sure.
That seem pretty standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like in general the race isn't going to allow for a lot of dexterity, even though like we want some ranged options, but they're just not a very dexterous race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to be too high. So 12 is probably pretty generous for like a soldier.
Yeah, I don't think any of the stat blocks will go higher than 14 dex.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you know, when you're playing one, you can make it whatever.
There could be
you
like
want,
the rare case, like an NPC version of one of them is like the only dexterity based.
Maybe they have the slight,
like
maybe they have the slight more otter features than the walrus ones.
Yeah, that's true. We did mention the otter ones could be the dexterous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little more slender.
Intelligence, they're probably just base intelligence. Maybe slightly higher wisdom with a negative charisma.
I say 8 charisma.
8 charisma? Okay. Or should it be 8 intelligence and 10 charisma?
Well, the question is are they going to be below average in the way they talk to people, or below average in their book smarts?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these are guys, they're out on the, they live in, typically live in small communities. And these are guys that have trained to be the combatants. These are the soldiers. These are the guards of the little villages. These are the ones that will go out and fight.
I suppose, if we're talking about I'm like the race, I can see a debate, but for the skirmishers specifically, I think the 10 in charisma is more likely, because there's also like the intimidation factor of charisma.
Yeah,
so just to have a little bit more of those, and they don't need to be smart; they just need to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's a fair argument.
So for skirmishers, I'd say that.
Okay. And then for a medium creature, they get D8, and so I feel like average hit points for them is maybe.
Well, first and foremost, what was the level range of the Wellborn? Like, what was the challenge rating of the Wellborn again?
It was challenge rating 4.
Okay.
And 95 hit points.
95 hit points. So we're wanting these to be on like the same level as challenge rating as like a bandit kind of a thing.
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
Like,
these
a
are
smaller party could fight them off, kind of a
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
They're just a regional variant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we're not gonna give a multi-attack or anything like that.
Skirmishers.
So we get the
Well, how much health does the bandit have? Let's see. I think they should have more health than a bandit.
yeah, because just for sheer beefiness. Bandits typically have 11 hit points.
But I think of having like 20 or 25. Probably like 25, 30. for the base version.
Yeah, for the base version, let's go with
20.
Let's go with 26, and the average hit points is 3d8 plus 2. Wait, no. Let's go to dice, average calculator.
Well, here's the other question: how many tiers are we thinking of making of people, of just warriors, not your spellcasters, just the warriors? How many levels are we thinking of making?
Right. There's the low-level grunt, the trooper. There's the champion. Like there's tiers for different challenge ratings.
Gavin, what are you thinking? Are we wanting to make several?
I want the chosen. I want like the chosen or champion or whatever we're gonna call it. I want that one to be like up at get up to something pretty strong, like challenge rating 9 or 10.
A little bit more scary.
Yeah. The main reason the Whaleborn has such a low challenge rating is because it's clumsy.
Like an ogre.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the brute. Yeah, so maybe the brute is like the more combat oriented version of that.
Bro. Like it's less peaceful. It's like they used it and then became bandits or whatever, however you want to flavor it, kind of thing.
Yeah. What is the... Alright, so basically, we want... Alright, so basically that average hit points is...
But the reason I was asking is the amount of health that we want to do really depends on what level we're trying to go for. Because, like, 26 health to have a bunch of these is a lot for a level 4 party.
Well, yeah.
Can be.
Well, yeah, but, like, well, then let's go...
So if we're only doing a couple layers, then it's like, all right, cool, then 26 should be fine, kind of a thing. But if we're doing wanting to have more of them, then I would say have less health.
A wider range.
How does 20 average health sound? Average of 4d8 plus 2?
I like the 20, yeah, personally.
Yeah. I'm okay with 20.
It's about double the regular bandit.
Yeah. Just from sheer mass, the blubber.
The blubber, yep.
Okay. And then we need to see...
Need to use the restroom. I'll be back.
Okie dokie. Let's go like this. Game rules, equipment. Do hide armor. 12 plus a dexterity modifier to a max of 2. That means these guys will
13.
have an AC of 13.
I like that.
Then initiative bonus.
1.
Oh, we don't need to. If left blank, it'll default to the monster's dexterity modifier. So we're good.
Cool.
Passive perception would be just 11. Okay.
Is it 10 plus your modifier?
I believe so. Yeah, without any special increases and stuff. Okay. And then are they proficient in any saving throws?
If anything, maybe strength.
We'll leave it blank for now. Yeah, we can leave it blank for now. Let me just go like this so we can clear out these boxes.
What if we had like a melee variant and a ranged variant? So we could have like the spearman and then the Oh, I don't know. The spearmen and some of them with a bow or something.
Well, we already gave them the sling, so they have a backup ranged option. But once again, these are not very dexterous people as a whole.
Yeah.
Not for the skirmishers. We don't need a different kind of skirmisher. Maybe we can make a Mur'sek sharpshooter.
Right. Yeah. I do think we should have at least one kind of range variant.
Yep. Okay. And then we got this. We got the spear, melee weapon attack.
5 feet.
Yeah, 5 feet. Then plus
3.
3. Yeah, plus 3. Plus 3 to hit. 5 feet. 1 target, and then it does
1d6 plus
d6
3.
plus 3 plus 3 piercing damage. And then what is the average? 1d6 plus 3. Oh, that's an I, not a. So, average of 7 damage right there. Then we also have got the sling. Oh, yeah. Its AC would actually be 15 because it has a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Hide
Good
armor.
point.
Shield. So, yeah. And then sling, ranged weapon attack, plus 3 to hit, range. Let's see what the range of a sling is. 30, 120.
Hey, that's actually pretty good range.
20. 1 target. And it does 1 D4 plus 1 bludgeoning. Bludgeoning damage. There we go. And then
Like it.
1d4 plus 1.
Just say average 3.
4. 3.5. There we go. And then any special bonus actions? I don't think so.
Not these guys now.
Yeah, these guys are basic, so no bonus
Very
actions,
basic.
no special
No
reactions. And okay. So we got those.
We need a description.
Languages. Common
and giant.
Common, giant.
Awkward.
Yep.
Orcish.
They also speak halfling.
Okay.
Lore.
The basic foot soldiers of the Mur'sek tribes. The skirmishers are known for their group tactics and spear play. Will typically be found in small platoons ranging in numbers of 4 to 8 members, depending on their assignments. Are the most common combatants found in the ranks of any Mur'sek tribe. And
John, what's your opinion on having
been found
like a ranged one, like a base ranged one?
I was thinking about that. Like, it's not a bad idea.
probably with like a crossbow, some crossbows or longbows. Dark Hearth is playing Blender. Get my Steam friends.
Blender.
Hey. I feel like that's a good basic description for now. And then once we make the general description of the, like, a Mur'sek tribe, a Mur'seki tribe, like, all in one, we can include it in all these stat blocks.
Yep.
But that's a base thing to get the idea across before we come back and flesh it out even more. Okay, we're going to create. And now that we have that, missing challenge rating. I believe, nope, it is not this one. Not this one. Here it is. All right, hit points. It has got 20. It has a 15 AC because it also has the shield and hide armor. Size medium. 48. 14. Okay. Damage per round. Most damage you can do per round. It averages at 7 damage per round. Attack bonus +3. It does have a resistance. Flies and can deal damage at range. Nope. Vulnerabilities, no. Save proficiency 0 to 2. Alrighty. Challenge rating looks like it's challenge rating 1/2.
Wow.
Nice.
According to this.
Which I think a bandit is 1/8.
Okay. All right, there's our skirmisher. There is our bread and butter. Bread and butter little dude.
No average soldier.
Yep. And then of course it gets its movement, which is 30-foot walk and then a 30-foot swim, because they all have
increased swim speed.
Although my browser is freezing up. Load.
It's working.
I bid thee. Load. And I'm pretty sure, Sean, I feel like just knowing you, your next character is going to be one of these guys. Be a Mur'sek little walrus, funny little walrus dude.
Dude, I love these guys.
I think I've been playing a lot of animal people, and people are starting to question me.
Oh my gosh.
I'm starting to question myself. Have you
I look
seen
down,
Artaban?
and all I see is fur. This one's different because it's blubbery.
Have you ever seen a jacked walrus, man? It looks super cool.
It does. It does.
Alrighty.
No, I would lean right into he's more than chubby. Like this guy is big for his race.
Like
I'm gonna have a ball of a
yeah. Even the other Mur'sek are like, dude, you let yourself go, man.
What's funny is he'll probably be the most fit of them all. He just can't stop gaining weight.
Yeah, underneath all the blubber is just the world's biggest six pack.
He is the blubber sumo wrestler.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we
I
go.
love it. I just love Erica's artwork for it. It's just such a good thing for inspiration.
Yeah, she's really good at that.
Okay, so
The fact that she just draws it while we're doing it is just crazy.
Yeah,
I know she is so insanely talented. All right. So we finished the skirmisher. There is our bread and butter. Now we can start getting a bit weird with it. Do we want to hurry and knock out that sharpshooter version, or
I think it'd be nice to have a ranged version and just have it switch where it's like its main attack is a ranged one, but then it has like an offhand dagger. Or something.
Probably just like a dagger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Size, medium, monster type,
Mhm.
humanoid.
Well-boned dagger.
And of course, it gets marine biology.
Do walrus shed their tusks? Is that something?
I
think they
don't
do.
know.
I don't think so.
Because I'm like, if that was the case, I imagine that they would if they actually shed tusks, they would use their own.
If
tusks as
I remember
weapons.
correctly, it is ivory like an elephant's tusk and a rhino's horn.
Right.
So I don't think it does.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's not quite an antler. It's a tooth.
Nope, they do not.
But these ones do. They just don't
Okay.
grow back.
So no special actions.
We shed that, but yeah, it was one and done.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go like this.
Still
Armor
grows,
class
though.
13. Hide armor. It has got a strength score. Let's just swap the strength. Yeah, so strength score of 12.
Dex 14.
Dex 14. Con 14. Intelligence 8. Wisdom score, probably higher wisdom for perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
So
the
probably
10
hunters
charisma.
and gatherers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are resistant to cold. And they have got
They could be called hunters too.
They've got a longbow.
That's true. Just a Mur'sek hunter.
Yeah, longbow, dagger.
I think I like that more than sharpshooter.
Yeah, longbow, dagger, and hide armor. Mur'sek hunter. Alignment, any alignment. There we go. And so it's got its dagger plus 3 to hit. Reach 5 feet. Hit it. That is average of
4
damage. Yeah, because it's one. Or no,
1d.
because daggers are finesse. We got to remember, so it doesn't get the reduced damage like the other guy gets with his sling. So 1d4 plus 3. So average of 1d4 is 2.53 plus 3
plus 2.
Yes, if we were going off of pure stats, but monsters also kind of get to break the rules. But I think
Right, but I don't think
Yeah.
the dagger is supposed to be the offhand thing. The
yeah,
main thing, the bow should have a plus 3. I don't think the dagger should have a plus
yeah.
3.
And then let's go to the equipment and longbow.
It's 1d8.
No, I know the
Range is
damage. I know that
160,
150, 600.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize the Yeah, it has the heavy property.
Yep.
Which means you need certain stat requirements for it. You need at least 13 dexterity to not have disadvantage on attack rolls with it. That's cool. Okay. So yeah, we got
They
the
always miss.
longbow.
Hilarious.
And it gets a +3 to hit. 150. 600. And it's 1d8 plus 3. So, so average 5 plus 3. So that's an average of 8 damage.
They should be a little more squishy, though.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe like 15 help.
Their their AC is also already lower just by virtue of not using a shield. No special bonus actions or reactions.
Hit a little harder, a little bit easier to kill.
Yep. And so let's go with... Just got to delete this text so it doesn't show up on the stat block. Okay, AC 13, average hit points. Let's see. So it's a D8. Here, I'll move this over here. So let's do... So its constitution was 14. So that would be +2 from the constitution. So let's go with... let's see what it gives us with 3d8 plus 2. Average of 16. What about 2d8 plus 2? Average of 11. Okay, yeah. Let's go with the 3d8 plus 2. So average hit points 16.
I like that.
3d8 plus 2. And then there we go. Then we can see our calculator. Damage per round. It can go up to 8. And it does 3d8. Hit points is 16.
But it's maximum damage? Or is it average?
Average damage. Average damage per round. Oh, it's oh no, you're right. It has to be going off of its maximum damage.
Which means it's 11.
11k. Challenge rating 1. And then just so we do it with the other one, what is
1d6 plus 3, it's 9.
9. Okay.
And you gotta change the health.
Yeah. And the hit points.
The 20.
20. 101. Okay. And then. Okay. The hunter is still challenge rating half, but the skirmisher gets challenge rating 1.
Okay.
All right, and then Mur'sek hunters are the trackers and gatherers of their tribes. They hunt wildlife and carry skinning knives them to harvest their kills. Usually smaller in stature than typical combatants of the tribes. They more than make up for it with their range and accuracy. My gosh, I can't type. Ah, okay. There we go.
No one can see what you're typing.
All right, so create monster. Boom. Let's give it its. Oh, something's missing. Oh, passive perception. It would be 12,
what?
I believe. We could give it some more passive perception.
I was gonna say I would do 14.
Yeah, let's bump it up to 14. They're a bit more aware.
They're probably the scouts, sentries.
Exactly.
Then I feel like these guys are going to be proficient in perception. So let's go and so they're proficient in perception. So they've got 14 wisdom. So it would be +2. +3. So yeah, so 12 plus another 2.
It gives them a +14.
Yeah, I haven't had to program that yet, so we'll see how it's going. And then, of course, they've got the walk speed of 30 and the swim speed of 30. Okay. There we go. And then, just so we could do this, so let me just, we'll just save that just in case one more time. Alright, so save that, and let's just go like this, and I want to see how that programmed it in,
right.
In there. Okay, Mur'sek, Hunter. Yep, you're right. Perception +14. It did do that. Okay.
They're better than a level 9 bard.
Let's give them a +6 to perception. Does that feel...
I'm fine with that.
I can live with that.
Okay, there we go.
I don't want to, but I can.
Alrighty. Okay, so we've got that. We've got the hunters and the skirmishers. The basic ranged and the basic ranged and melee troops. Okay, let's make something a bit scarier. So let's go with the Mur'sek Brute.
So should we say they've gone under the shamanistic ritual, but they're a little bit more, as like a attack oriented one?
So yeah, so
like we can think of it as attack oriented or more defense oriented.
So maybe rather than maybe the ritual for the Whaleborn is like maybe their whole thing revolves around like spirits and whatnot, and the ritual with making the Whaleborn is channeling the spirits of things like deep sea creatures and things like that, where maybe the brute is channeling the spirits of like maybe like more aggressive things, like maybe like a bear or something like that.
Okay.
So maybe this one's large, not as big as the Whaleborn, but much more.
Still giant though.
Yeah, monster type giant.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Trait name. Marine biology. All Mur'sek hold their breath to 30 minutes. There we go. Gets no spells. Okay. This guy, let's go and stat him out first.
He has an anchor for a weapon.
I feel like yeah, you could totally give him an anchor, but like we should put in the just because this one is a bit less like conventional, this one we can put in depending on what it is, maybe in its traits. Maybe in its traits we have it be like give it a trait called like weapon variety or stuff, and it's like it gets to choose among these weapons to use, and then it just does a different damage type based off of the weapon it has. So it'll be like anchor attack, anchor only, obviously, you know, or this attack, you know.
I'm fine with that.
Because part of it is also, where are all these anchors coming from?
Maybe one could just be like,
you could give the chieftain an anchor, like it's a part of their role. It's like a one.
Yeah. That
gilded anchor.
That would actually be cool. It's like almost like a badge of office. The anchor is almost like a badge of office.
This is a strong.
So maybe
I like that.
So maybe it's typically an anchor, but it might even be something else, just like seafaring related. Maybe it's a giant Maui style fish hook, or like maybe it's a giant fish hook or something like that.
Style.
But like it's like some sort of
hook.
Seafaring symbolic weapon.
the chieftain or the brew.
The chieftain. And then I think actually to do that we can give it a trait called like maybe it loses some dexterity in this thing, so it has a hard time gripping on to standard balanced weapons, so it just has to get a heavy object. So we can do an attack with like a tree trunk or an anchor
of a boat.
Yeah, a mast. It just has to.
Nice mustache.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's going good,
Which seems to
Pokenider.
go
Hello. All right. So these guys are going to be strong. So let's go 18 strength.
Yep.
Let's go 8 dex. 8 or 10 dexterity?
10.
10?
I mean, think about it. If you're talking about a bear, bears
that's
are
true. That's true.
ridiculously dexterous.
Yep.
Like, naturally so. So I think 12 is fine.
Yeah. And then I think their mental scores will suffer. So 6 intelligence and 6 charisma and 10 wisdom.
Right. So what we're working on, Pokeniner, so we a couple weeks ago we actually fleshed out we were doing a randomizer wheel for creating monsters, and one of them we created was we called it a Mur'sek Whaleborn. Do you want to show the picture real quick?
Yes.
So
this dude right here.
We loved it so much. This is a giant one. He's gone under some like shamanistic rituals and stuff. But we loved it so much that we decided to create like a whole culture out of it. So we're basically creating a bunch of different monster subtypes for them, and we also made a playable race for them as well. So
yeah,
we're just kind of fleshing it out.
Yep. So yeah, we're fleshing it out and everything. Yeah. So would these guys be wearing armor?
If they're full attack, I feel like there could be an argument like of a defensive brute and offensive brute.
Or maybe they get like a something similar to a rage. So they're really easy to hit, but they can just shrug off damage.
Now they got some resistances.
Or maybe they have like one of their they get a reaction where they can half the damage from something.
Yeah.
So make them easy to hit and just beefy. Decent amount of hit points, probably in like the 50s or 60s.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if he's not wearing armor, that means his armor class would just be 10.
Is that the armor class of the Whaleborn?
No.
Or did we do even less?
Whaleborn gets whale skin. Gets to wear whale skin, so it gets a 11 AC.
Right.
So we can totally give this guy, like, hide armor or something. Actually, I think maybe instead of doing what we do, because, like, I really like the anchor idea, but I kind of want to save that for the chieftain as, like, the badge of office kind of a thing. Some sort of symbolic seafaring thing as the badge of office. So maybe this guy is big and strong and just loaded with a bunch of different weapons that he can swap to.
I feel like one of them should be some kind of like a heavy object on a rope that he can just swing around and throw at people.
Big old flail.
Yeah. Like a 20-foot range kind of a thing. Just wham!
That would actually be really cool, yeah. Like
one of the guys I had in my campaign had a bear trap at the end of a chain. Sort of like
something like that, like a boulder or anything.
Grappling hook.
Yeah, some crazy brutish grapple.
Question: do you ever look at other homebrew stuff on stream? Yes, we do look at homebrew stuff every now and again. Basically, we bounce back and forth whether we want to critique stuff or we want to make stuff. We'll like flip-flop back and forth between. We did look at somebody's boss monster earlier today, so I would be, if you guys are down, I'd be more than happy to see one of your creations. We don't want to spend the whole stream on it because we want to keep tackling this down, but I'd be happy to go and look at another player-made thing. You guys down to see it?
I'm down.
Yeah, if you want to just put a link to it in the chat here, it should let me click on it and I can pull it up. All right, let's see. The Chasm Dwarf. Well, definitely.
I like the name.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Sean love dwarves, so.
Not me.
So yeah.
I hate them. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Finally said it.
So yeah, let's see. Dimlin are dwarves of the sea, particularly ones near the greatest depths. Around the time the dwarven kind expanded across the plain, some of the Underdark came across a magical entry point to the sea, far within its trenches. The dwarves adapted to this new environment, began to mine rare minerals formed in the pressurized depths of the oceans. I'm already loving this lore. This is awesome.
I really like the stylized writing that you did.
Yeah, really good format on there. Trench welfare. Dimlin thrive in the deepest chasm trenches of the ocean, where the pressure is immense and light is scarce. Their settlements, known as deep holds, are fortified enclaves carved into the rocky seafloor, utilizing natural geothermal vents for heat and energy. That's awesome! These dwarves commonly develop robust systems of welfare to ensure the survival and well-being of their communities. Their societies are often built on mutual aid and cooperation, with each member contributing to the collective good. Healers specialize in using rare undersea plants and minerals to create potent remedies, while engineers and crafters design pressure-resistant structures and tools. Underwater unity. And the Dimlin's adaptation to their aquatic environment has fostered a deep sense of unity and kinship. They have developed unique methods of communication suited for underwater life, such as sign language and bioluminescent signals. Oh, that's cool. That's so cool.
I like that.
This unity is further strengthened by the communal nature of their daily activities, from group foraging expeditions to communal crafting sessions. Festivals and rituals often involve synchronized swimming displays and bioluminescent art, celebrating their shared heritage and the beauty of the deep sea. A Dimlin often has strong beliefs that their strength lies in their ability to work with others, and this philosophy extends their interactions with other races and cultures. They are known to form alliances with surface dwellers, trading rare stones and metals for goods and knowledge that can benefit their people. The myth of Old Chimer. In the darkest chasms of the sea, the Dimlin whisper of Old Chimer, the lonely warden of the abyss. Though once a proud guardian of the ocean's hidden treasures, Chimer was cursed by loneliness, his sorrowful song luring the unwary to join him below, never to return. Sailors and miners tell of hearing his haunting melody, a ghostly call that beckons them into the crushing darkness. To this day, the Dimlin leave offerings at their settlements, hoping to appease Khmer and keep his mournful lament from reaching their ears. For as long as his song is heard, the deep remains perilous. You even got some mythology. That's so awesome. Adventuring individuals. While the majority of Dimlin live within their deep sea enclave, some are driven by curiosity and a desire for exploration. These adventuring individuals are often drawn to the surface world, seeking to understand its mysteries and bring back valuable knowledge and resources. Their inherent resilience and adaptability make them formidable explorers and allies. Dimlin adventurers might serve as scouts seeking new underwater pathways, or as emissaries forging bonds with surface-dwelling civilizations. Their ability to breathe both air and water, combined with their swimming prowess and dark vision, allows them to navigate a variety of environments with ease. These individuals often carry symbols of their heritage, such as intricately crafted jewelry or tools made from deep-sea materials, and they take pride in sharing tales of their underwater homeland. Relations. The Dimlin maintain intricate relationships with both the surface world and other underwater races. Their deep-sea enclaves, often shrouded in mystery, inspire a mix of awe and curiosity among surface dwellers. Trade is central to Dimlin surface relations, with the Dimlin offering rare gems, unique underwater flora in exchange for surface goods like malted grain and textiles. Diplomatic ties are managed by emissaries well versed in the languages and customs of their trading partners. Among their own kind, the saltwater Dimlin are the dominant group, thriving in the vast deep ocean trenches where their darker coral-hued skin helps them blend into the abyss. They are known for their mastery of deep-sea mining and pressure-resistant craftsmanship. In contrast, freshwater Dimlin, distinguished by their lighter, mossy green complexion, are fewer in number as suitable depths in freshwater environments are scarce. There are small sects of saltwater Dimlin view freshwater residences as abandoners. Those have turned their backs on the safety and abundance of the saltwater realms. Despite these differences, both groups often maintain strong bonds through regular exchanges of resources and traditions. Periodic gatherings, known as convergences, allow saltwater and freshwater Dimlin to celebrate their shared heritage and discuss mutual concerns. Underwater, the Dimlin interact with various marine species, including merfolk and sea elves, usually through trade or alliances based on mutual respect. However, the Dimlin are always prepared to defend their territories, ensuring their place in the aquatic world through a balance of diplomacy, trade, and, when necessary, martial prowess. That is... okay.
I love that.
I'm in love with this lore-wise. I love dwarves. I love dwarves, and it's just like... I never even thought about... dwarves, oh yeah, deep dwarves that live, under the crust of, like, the tectonic plates. I've never even thought about the deep ocean. That is so cool.
I like to think that the convergence happens in the inlets of, like, rivers, like, into bays, kind of a thing. So, like, in the bracky water.
That would be pretty cool, yeah. All right, let's see how... Oh, the artwork! That is so cool.
Looks so good.
That is awesome. Amazing. I would so play one of these. I love how he's got the mohawk, but it's an actual
fin.
It's an actual fin. That's so great. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get. Like other dwarves, Dimlin typically have a lifespan of 350 years. Ability score increase, so you get that standard thing. Creature type, you're a humanoid. You're also considered a dwarf for any prerequisite or effect that requires you to be a dwarf. You're a medium. Your base walking speed is 25 feet, and you have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Nice. Child of the sea, breathe air and water. Very good. Superior dark vision. You can see in dim light within 120 feet of you as if it were bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. You can also discern certain colors in that darkness, such as greens, blues, and purples.
Nice.
However, this developed dark vision has dulled your senses to the point of being colorblind to shades of red, orange, and yellow. I like that. Okay. Enhanced Dwarven Resilience. You have advantage on saving throws you make to avoid or end the poison condition on yourself. You also have resistance to acid and poison damage. Okay, just like the other dwarves. Awesome. Sunken Soul. You can sink yourself to the bottom of any body of water so long as you aren't incapacitated. You sink at a rate of 60 feet per round and can land safely on your feet when you reach the floor of the water's area. Very niche and very cool. That's neat. That's neat. I really like that. And languages. You can speak, read, and write Common, and one other language that you and your DM agree is appropriate for the character. The player's handbook offers a list of languages to choose from. The DM is free to modify that list for a campaign. Very awesome. Okay.
I love it.
This is really solid.
But that artwork, though.
Yeah, this is amazing. Okay. There is...
I love that.
If there is...
Throw the dwarf overboard! Get the anchor!
That is so good.
His name is Anchor.
I really like that. I love this artwork. I love the whole concept. I would say there is one thing that I think could be pretty... I don't know how it would work in game. It'd be very thematic, but it might get a little bit too powerful for it.
Which one?
One thing that that you could add thematically, because honestly, as it is right now, this is perfect. But there is there is one thing that you could add. It'd be pretty thematic. You probably add it to the sunken soul thing, but if they're used to being in very high pressure areas, what if they had resistance to bludgeoning damage?
That is true.
Just to kind of fit that.
Thematic, but I can see that. Yeah,
it's very thematic, but it would probably be a little bit too powerful and make the other dwarf races not as viable in comparison. But yeah, so that's like an idea. But honestly, what you have here is absolutely fantastic. The lore is impeccable. I love how they have the lore. I can just picture the deep sea cities in my mind. It's just like Atlantis, but cooler.
True.
And
with the acid and poisons resistance, it's already.
And I also really like how open they are as a people. No, most of the time in most media, the deep sea creatures are very shut off, isolated, xenophobic and stuff, where it's like these guys are like, yeah, let's go and make friends, but you know, if you piss us off, we'll fight you off, but let's be friends first. I like that. They're I love dwarves. Dwarves are like my favorite basic fantasy race, and this is such an amazing twist on them. I am absolutely in love with this. This is awesome. Yeah, this Pokeniner, this is top tier.
I love the sunken feet. The sunken trait.
Yeah, the sunken soul, where they can just sink down. Like, there is no other ability in the game that can even come... there's no other ability in the game that can even come close to this. This is so unique. And it's like, obviously, it's not going to come up super often, but when it does, the player that plays this is going to have so much fun with this. Like, could you imagine, you're just going, you grapple a guy, jump in the water, and just sink at 60 feet a second. Or 60 feet per round, so 10 feet a second. And you're just holding him. Like, that is so much fun. The flavor is impeccable. Honestly,
well done, yeah.
Honestly, if I had to give this a rating on a scale of...
Reminds me of the time we turned a guy into a sheep and then tied him to an anchor and then threw him down.
Good times.
Yeah, but...
Good times.
But yeah, if I'm being completely honest, if I had to give this a score on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how you've written it and the lore and the flavor, I don't feel justified in giving it anything less than a 10. And that might be my own dwarven biases going, but...
It is, but again, it's also really good.
Yeah, but with the artwork going, you just sold it. The green beard, the fin mohawk, it is just, oh, that's so cool.
The bioluminescent lights.
Yeah, bioluminescent, it's awesome. And I love a dwarf dual-wielding as well. It's one of my favorite things, and it just sells it. It's so good. If you ever want to check out more, click the title on top, zoom out. Oh yeah, totally. I would love to do this. What is this website? Natural I want to we should totally check out this website, see what else is on here during one of our streams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I love it.
You should bookmark the page so we can come back to it later.
Yeah. Where I haven't bookmarked anything in so long. Where's the
hit the star?
Okay. There we go. There you go. Yeah, we will come back to this. Yeah, I'd love to go through and read your other stuff. This is really cool. I really enjoy this. This is awesome. But yeah, I probably am going to want to make an account on here eventually and do that. Oh, that's cool. You can get like PDFs of the things too. That's dope.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. If you want the pride and joy, check out College of Pages.
College of Pages.
Yeah, when we start going into that kind of stuff, we have it bookmarked. I'll also put it on like our like D4Tress itinerary thing. And yeah, we will totally go in and do that because we found another creator on D&D Beyond that we really like, and we were thinking about going and looking at homebrew from specific creators that we really like.
Mm-hmm.
Is there... that's for the website. Like that. Yeah, is there like a upvote thing on here? I'm not seeing one. Top, middle. Ah, okay. Descriptions, Pokemon 8. So click it. Boom. Bookmark that. College of Pages. Awesome.
You should check out our College of Monsters bard that we made on D&D Beyond sometime.
That one's not published.
Oh, you don't have it published yet?
Yeah, not until we... I don't want to publish it until we play test it and tweak it.
Fair.
But yeah. These are awesome. We will definitely... Yeah, we will definitely go and take a look through these on one of our other streams. These are awesome. But yeah. Yeah, I think the only thing we have published is our Abyssal Weaver monster, which that you could totally look up. It's under Homebrew Monsters on D&D Beyond. It's got the artwork for it and everything.
I think we made it challenge rating, what, 21?
Yeah. But yeah, so... But yeah, that was really incredible. I love dwarves, and that is awesome. Took me forever to make a dragon warlock patron, which feels like a homebrew rite of passages at this point. Yeah, and it's still baffling to me that it doesn't exist in the base game.
Right?
In the game Dungeons and Dragons, there's no dragon patron for warlocks. What is this? Yeah.
In my world, he's really cool.
I just want to be a dungeon warlock. My patron's a dungeon.
Is that.
Alrighty. Okay, so back to... Yeah. Alright, but back to the Mur'sek Brute. So this guy goes through another ritual, but does so with a much more... Dungeon patron is a mimic. Actually, yeah. Mimic of a dungeon. That. Yeah, that's actually really dope. Send me folks to eat. Yep. That's great. Okay. So we got the stats. Okay. So basically, let's go and... So this guy gets multi-attack.
Yes, we are. We are all mimics.
Yeah, I feel like this guy should not have a ranged attack, though. This guy should be a pure melee combatant.
Yeah.
With the flail with increased range, though.
Yeah, but has that flail. So...
Yeah, it has reach, but not range.
Yeah, and so...
You should definitely have multi-attack.
Yeah, it does.
You could call it weighted flail or something. Or rock on a rope.
It's one of those, like, sea mines.
Right. Just blows up.
The one-time use.
The Mur'sek Brute makes 2 chain hammer attacks. Okay, so this chain hammer. So let's go. It would definitely, let's make it a bit beefier. Plus 6, 7, 8. What are you thinking? Because it has a 18 strength, but it's also proficient.
Right. Plus 7.
Plus 7 to hit. Okay. Yes, all Mur'sek, including the player version, can use their tusks to attack, and it's we'll go through and we'll add them all because I'd rather just like have the tusk attack copied and then go through and paste it in all the stat blocks after the fact. But yeah, it's like even the Mur'sek players can do it. It's a 1d6 plus strength with the tusk attack. Yeah. But, so yeah, so plus 7 to hit. Reach. How far should this thing be able to reach? 20 feet?
Big old hammer, they're large. 15 or 20.
20 foot. 1 target. And I feel like this guy, it would hit decently hard.
Well, and he's attacking twice. Should we do 2d6 plus 4 or 2d8 plus 4?
It's basically a warhammer on the end of a chain, so probably 2d8.
2d8 plus 4, and you can make that attack twice?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
2d8
Can I accept these terms
plus
and conditions?
4.
Well, and he's supernaturally enhanced. Too,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he's had the blessing of the shaman.
Damage.
It's not a whole
And
lot.
then-
but there's a number.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like soldiers to
ooh.
knights.
And how about this? As a bonus action, we can do a chain pull. So as a bonus action, when the Mur'sek Brute hits a creature with its chain hammer, and that creature is large or smaller, it can use its bonus action to pull the creature to an pull the creature up to 20 feet straight towards it. So, yeah, if it hits you with the hammer, it can use its bonus action to wrap you and pull you straight towards it.
I like that.
And then, And then maybe it can do a... We need to give it like one devastating close range attack, maybe? Or... Nah, if it had like a more devastating close range attack, it would probably... need a saving throw for the chain pull.
Mm-hmm. Which I think it should have a saving throw on the chain pull.
Okay.
Be a strength save.
Use its bonus action to force the creature to make a DC 15?
Yeah.
15.
Seems like a good, range.
Strength saving throw. It's almost 6 p.m. for you now. I'm going to hop off and grab dinner. Wish you the best. Yeah, you have a good one, Pokeniner.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank
Fun
you for
talking to you.
yeah, and thank you for sharing that thing with us. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Same throw.
Dinner.
Or be pulled up to 20 feet straight toward the fruit. There we go. And then
Yeah.
what is its stronger attack once it gets you in close?
We got the chain hammer. It's big and brutish, so we can make some kind of a grapple thing where you're doing tusk damage to it. We could do I mean, you could just straight up make him grapple and just like he does tusk damage every round until you break out.
Yeah. It's not a bad one. I did, like, in my head, I see them as grapplers. That'd be really
Right.
strong, like, really good at it. Holding foes at bay.
And he can either do 2 chain hammer attacks or 1 chain hammer and 1
Yeah.
grapple. Brutish grapple.
Brutish grapple.
And you can just do it with like freaking 1 arm while he's still swinging his chain around.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 7 to hit. Reach 5 feet.
Either that, or should we just make it be a strength saving throw rather than a to hit?
I think
the grapple part.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be to hit, and then you get a DC
To break free.
an escape DC. Yeah,
So if it hits you, you take the damage and you're grappled.
yeah.
But then have an escape DC. I like that.
Brutish grapple. So, oh, actually, what if the brutish grapple doesn't do? What if the brutish grapple doesn't do damage, but starting on its next turn, then it can start hitting you with the tusk when it's grappled?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit target is grappled. Escape DC
I
15.
would say restrained. Because I don't think grappled gives them advantage on attacks, but restrained does.
Grappled and restrained. Escape DC 15. And then you have
Gore.
Tusk.
Goring Tusk.
Yep, Goring Tusk. There we go. Tusk.
Oh, I like this.
And then we'll go like this. My gosh, unbold, please. It's just staying bold no matter what I do. Okay, I'm just gonna go like this. I'll change the format later.
Yeah.
Melee, weapon, attack. +7 to hit.
Can only target.
Yeah, Goring Tusk, and it's gonna be here. Grappled. Targets only.
And then I would also say limit one target in the brutish grapple.
Yeah.
You only have one person on there.
Only one creature. The Mur'sek. Brute can only have one creature grappled at a time. +7 to hit. +7 to hit. Reach is 5 feet technically. And one target.
It should be stronger than the chain hammer because it's hidden behind several save DCs, and you have to make it worth using it versus 2 chain hammers.
Yeah, hit, and that is going to be...
What if it's like 4d6 plus 4?
4d6 plus 4.
Piercing.
4d6 plus 4. Piercing damage. Then, so 2d8. And so that is an average of 14 damage on the chain hammer. And then an average of 20 damage. Image. We're gonna bold that. Italicize that. There we go. Okay. 2 hammer attacks. It can replace one of these attacks with either a brutish grapple or goring tusk attack.
Yep, there we go. I like that a lot.
There we go.
Were we thinking about doing that reaction negating damage?
Nah. I think we can... since this guy's using an actual weapon, I think we can give him a little bit of armor. Just up his AC a little bit.
I mean, I like the idea of more like the big, bulky, muscular, like out in the elements kind of a thing, more than an armor for this guy.
Armor defense. However they do that.
Yeah.
Shrug off blows. The Mur'sek is hit and attack. When the Mur'sek is hit with an attack, it can use its reaction to have the damage of the inciting attack. There we go.
I like that.
Because it wouldn't really get to opportunity attack that much anyway.
It's not going to get an opportunity attack that much, and it can only use it once per round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
should we make it have a little more health, do you think, or no?
well, as a large creature, it gets a D10 hit die.
So
I
no.
mean, yeah.
So yeah, so let's do let's see some dice average calculators. So let's just see what we get if we do
10d10 plus 10. What do you get with that?
That gives us 65 health. I think that's fair.
Only 65?
It can have the damage
Once.
per round.
I guess it depends on what level of stuff we're gonna do. Because it's if we're doing this, it's not too far of a step up from the other fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have multiple. I'm okay with that.
Fight 3 at a time. That's gonna be scary.
All right. Yeah, I'm okay with the 65 hit points.
Okay, and then okay, CR calculator. So it has got an average of 65. Class of 10. Maximum damage per round. So it has got
34.
Yeah, so
34.
on all of it?
That's the maximum it can do in a single round is 34.
I don't think that's correct. 4d6.
Oh, wait, no, I'm going off of average. I'm going off of average.
Yeah.
That's right.
Maximum. So
Maximum.
that is a maximum of 20 damage on the chain hammer.
And then 28.
Plus 28. So that's a maximum of 48 damage it can do in a single.
Don't need more health for that kind of damage.
Yeah, I agree.
That's gonna hurt.
He's a brute, not a tank.
Yep. In size, he is large.
Should we decrease the tusk attack to 3? Oh, and then if that's the case, then it's not too different than a chain attack.
Yeah, only a tiny bit more damage. Because the thing is he would at the soonest be able to only activate it at his second turn.
Yeah.
And even if you get grappled, you have a chance to escape that grapple before he can even get the tusk attack off. So yeah. Looks like it's putting him at a challenge rating of 6.
Nice.
Not too bad.
Okay. There we go. Create monster. And passive perception. 10. Okay. So we got that. Let's add on
Definitely
the
proficient in
movement.
strength saves.
Walk 30. And swim of 30. And let's also give it a proficiency in athletics. So just think about it. Its base would be...
Well, its base is 4.
Is +4, yeah.
Because its strength is 18.
Yeah, so base 4. And let's give it another... another
3?
Another 4. Give it +8 to athletics. Okay. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. Now, let's go with... I want to make something... make one of the...
Spellcasters?
One of the spellcasters, yeah. So, I was thinking of... there could
You got
be...
your shaman. You got...
Yeah.
The shaman should be like the top tier spellcaster.
Yeah, shaman, and then maybe we could do a...
I was thinking too, like if it's, you know, keeping the similar theme, there's like inspiration from World of Warcraft with like a tide caller, tide singer, wave caller, wave singer, something like along those lines. So, or they kind of have like a theme to their magical abilities.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of a person who like reads bones again?
A liar.
Well, that's like a that's like a diviner, a seer, fortune teller. There's not like a specific
oracle. There we go. That's the word I'm
Oracle,
looking
that's
for.
a good one,
Oracle, yeah.
The
Oracle
Mur'sek
can be
oracle.
like a really high,
Yeah.
high level one as an oracle.
Mur'sek oracle. Okay.
That's gonna be like the high one though. I think.
I feel like,
Yeah, oracle is like
It's like the level of the chieftain.
Yeah, it's like
thing.
it's like the chieftain's main advisor.
prophet.
And
So,
it's
yeah.
always the oldest. Like an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
And enter the description.
Instead of oracle, it's just called the coral. They just mix the letters around.
So yeah,
Exactly.
so we have like 3 tiers
The
of it. So you have the
coral.
So you can have the oracle, that's like the top, the shaman, which are like the medium ones, the ones that are really proficient, and then maybe we could have like the like
Tide caller.
the lowest ones be like a witch doctor, tide caller, or something like that.
I like tide caller.
But yeah, but let's focus on the oracle. Hold their breath for up to 30 minutes. Okay. Spellcasting the...
Maybe a level 5 spellcaster?
Mur'sek.
Should it be 5 or 4?
Well, this is like the highest tier, so we'll probably...
Right, so the question is how high do we want the highest to be?
Mm-hmm.
In challenge rating, like what do we want to shoot for?
I-
Because the brute is like above medium, but not at the highest, and he's challenge rating 6.
Yeah, because I was thinking like the highest things being up to like challenge rating 10, around there.
So at around level 10, players are casting
5th level
level
spells.
5th level spells.
So yeah, so I'm thinking 4th or 5th level spells.
Ooh.
I think if there's only going to be like one oracle. It could
Yeah,
be
that's
fifth
true.
level.
Just give them a 5th level.
Yeah, so they are a is a 9th level spellcaster. Its spellcasting ability is
That's
Wisdom.
9th level spells.
Is it?
It's just be
Oh, is that what it means when it
I
does
think
it?
so.
Okay.
Because it's
5th level
too late. It's happening.
spellcaster.
just gonna
And
cast Wish.
it uses Wisdom, definitely.
Yeah. Wisdom-based spellcaster.
Wisdom. And its spell Dave DC is probably 17, I would say.
That works for me.
17, which
17 and a half.
means and then plus 8 to hit with spell attacks. Okay, and then the Mur'sek Oracle has the following, and don't need specific class ones. Following spells prepared. So, let's go into game rules. Spells. Okay. Spell name, spell level. Let's look at some cantrips.
Okay, so looking at it, I just probably looked up a random creature just to see. The spellcaster is used to determine like cantrips, how much damage cantrips do.
Ah.
So so like for instance, this guy he's a challenge rating 6, but he's a 9th level spellcaster who can cast up to 5th level.
Okay, I see.
Okay.
So yeah, it's to determine how much damage cantrips and stuff.
Okay.
They
Alright,
go
sounds
up naturally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
10th level then?
A caster who's 9th level.
the 9th level.
9th? Yeah.
Because let's be real, the combat will be over by the time the it'll be reduced down to cantrips.
Fair.
So yeah. Alright, so these are some cantrips. I'm thinking elementalism. Just you get to do some cool things with the elements.
Pulling up some cantrips too, just to take a look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm thinking elementalism, Ray of Frost, and
Create bonfire.
Probably not for the Oracle, but I would say like one of the lower level ones would probably be like Magic Stone, helping out like their soldiers and stuff to
That
kind
would-
of
that
enchant
would-
their slings or something.
yeah,
Mhm.
that would be
that'd be cool thematic.
that would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like providing the enhanced ammunition.
Yeah, so I definitely think elementalism. I think that's great.
Elementalism,
There's wait, is
Maybe
this all
Gust?
cantrips? There's Shape Water. That's cool.
Definitely guidance. It's a divination thing. I feel like the Oracle
yeah.
would definitely have that.
And I mean, he probably
for
doesn't have
Role play.
Yeah, like he doesn't have purely offensive things. Like,
Yeah,
these are like community
elementalism.
people. He's like a leader
Mhm.
as well. A guide. So it doesn't have to-
Elementalism, guidance, frost. What was it? Frostbolt.
Frostbite.
Frost. That's what it is. Frostbite.
Frostbite.
Yeah, frostbite. And it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll.
And maybe an Eldritch Blast. Lore.
He's corrupted. He's actually a warlock.
These are all Cthulhu's friends, so it's like,
Frostbite. Okay, elementalism, frostbite, and guidance. I feel like that's...
Did he know minor illusion for like story stuff?
Or acid splash. Yeah, I could see a minor illusion. There's a lot. Stupid. What can you do with a shape water? Just make shapes with water?
Yeah.
It's like that could be an illusion too. Let's see, move water.
We could also give it like some level 1 spells to that it can cast freely too, like a cantrip. So we could give it some thematic ones that don't do damage that they can just cast.
This
Just trying to see...
sapping sting takes one of its bone dice and just chucks it at someone. Produce flame.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like elementalism, frostbite, and guidance are good enough for the cantrips.
Okay.
Okay, so first level spells.
Dissonant whispers.
Like how many of each thing? Because I do want this to be like really like in depth or just like a handful.
I would say
overall.
no more than I feel like it should be, so we got 5 level spells, up to 5th level spells, so we should probably go 4 first level spells known, 3 second level, 3 third level, 2 fourth, 1 fifth.
Works for me.
Or 2 fourth and 2 fifth. Known. Not slots, but known.
Right.
Okay. So first level, let's know 4. Armor of Agathis.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay, so Armor of Agathis. Maybe Bless.
I could see Bless. It's kind of a...
We could also give that one to the shamans. Let's just see. I'm just looking at the other options first. Should it know cure wounds?
Nah, I feel like there should be like a witch doctor.
I really like dissonant whispers.
I don't think that fits though. The elemental frost and thing, and then suddenly
it's an oracle
psychic.
that helps guide.
Yeah, but it's not reading your mind. It's not. Dissonant whispers is like a psychic thing, something that like an Eldritch Horror does. I don't think it fits thematically. I love the spell. I don't think it fits.
Very
It doesn't have to be all elemental though. That's one thing. It can lean towards that, but have other things in its display.
Yes.
The thing about the shaman and that it shouldn't just be that. It should also be more like divination kind of feeling.
Yes, and dissonant whispers is not divination.
But what I mean is
I understand what you're saying, and I agree. I just don't think Dissonant Whispers should be included at all. Dissonant Whispers specifically, I don't think fits. That's a very horror-themed, horror-coded, aberrant kind of thing. They're diviners. They're not mind readers or things like that. These are more spiritualistic things, not attacking your psyche. So something like Speak with Dead? Absolutely. Dissonant Whispers? Nah. So yeah, think more like spiritualistic.
Witch Bolt.
Witch Bolt. Yep, that's perfect. Storms, seas. That's perfect.
Ice Knife is another one.
Witch Bolt, let's see.
There's like Create or Destroy Water, which I suppose it's only a Baldur's Gate thing where if they're wet, they have vulnerability to lightning damage and cold damage.
But it's also kind of just cool.
It is very thematic.
Yeah, anything that is like storm, glacier themed kind of works. So yeah, I think Witch Bolt is a great one.
Ice Knife and Create and Destroy Water.
Okay.
There's also, what was it? There was like a Ice Fingers or something.
Frost Fingers.
Frost Fingers. Similar. There it is, yeah, Frost Fingers.
Okay.
Freezes water and it just a little AoE.
So yeah, we want to put it in...
Yet. How dare you.
Want to put it in alphabetical order. So first one, should we give them yes or no to probably not Armor of Agathis. We can cut that. Yes or no to Bless. I feel like the Oracle should be able to cast Bless.
Have a concentration
that's
one.
Pretty fitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bless is the first one. So Bless. And then it gets so we got
Create or Destroy Water.
Yeah, Create or Destroy Water. Create or Destroy Water. And then let's go Frost Fingers and Witch Bolt. Or Ice Knife and Witch Bolt.
What is Frost? I don't know what Frost Fingers does. I can't.
It's like Burning Hands, you know, the little 15-foot cone, but it's ice and it freezes water and stuff. So it's an up close shotgun blast versus a tether.
Yeah, and Witch Bolt is a thing
Witch Bolt is good either way.
Yeah, that tether of lightning. It used to suck, now it's fantastic because you can use the
ranged.
Yeah, and then Ice Knife is you launch the ice knife out and then it explodes and does that.
So yeah, do we want like a up close AoE or a small ranged AoE?
Question. I say in their face.
Okay, Frost Fingers and Witch
Bolt.
Bolt.
The Witch Bolt's already ranged, so it'd be nice to have one just that you could do from right in your face, you know?
Yeah.
And it also gives it some other things it can do. Okay, so now we've got second level. Which it should know. Let's pick 3 for second level. Okay, so let's see. Augury, what does that one do?
Maybe enlarge, reduce.
That would be pretty fitting to their race.
Right.
At least. could see that being something. Gust of wind. I think that's like for the shamans, for people that go out while hunting in the ships.
Uh-huh.
They come below their ships to go faster.
Mm-hmm.
Healing spirit. Heat metal. Hold depression.
I do like the healing spirit one.
Lesser restoration.
Yeah,
I feel like healing spirit would be good for
spirit.
all of them. Just have a bunch of them.
Yeah, healing spirit. Okay. Maybe
This one might be good.
rave
No.
enfeeblement and rhymes binding ice.
Rhymes binding as just the upgraded frost fingers, but I think it works. Because it also has like a root feature to it.
Yeah, and then rave enfeeblement, just like almost like cursing a target.
Yeah, I like the rhymes binding ice, definitely.
Healing spirit.
What is this one?
Make it cast shatter.
Warding wind seems interesting, but maybe not for this guy.
Healing spirit, rave enfeeblement, and rhymes binding ice. How does that sound?
What about shatter?
I could see a shatter.
I could see shatter. It does fit, but I think the other ones fit just more.
Target this on the next circle until the start. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on strength based D20 test for the duration. During that time, it also subtracts 1d8 from all its damage rolls.
Yeah, so for second level, it literally has a support, a battlefield control, and a damage spell. All three.
I'm cool with that.
Okay. Third level spells. It will know 3 of these.
Oh, lightning was the first one that came to mind there.
Lightning, the lightning bolt or whatever.
The call lightning, just concentration.
Oh yeah, call lightning.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that one's great.
Lightning bolt is also there too.
We do have a lot of concentration spells already.
Does we though?
Let's see.
I still think if we're gonna do one of the lightning ones, I think call lightning would be the most thing.
Oh, I
Summoning a
totally
storm.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely want it. I was just
so we only want 2 of these things.
What is tidal wave? It sounds good. Calling a wave of water crash down in an area to 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, 10 feet
erupting
tall.
earth.
Yeah, the tidal waves is kind of fun. Can you imagine just a bunch of shamans or a bunch of guys casting tidal wave together? All that 48 blood.
Yeah, I feel like we should save tidal wave for the shaman.
Let's see. Thunder steps pretty good. A wall of water. This would be cool.
Ooh, yeah, I think wall of water would actually be awesome.
Yeah, I like that type of protection.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking.
I like that. I like
I'm thinking call lightning and wall of water as the 2.
I thought we were doing 3.
No, we're on 3rd level spells. So it's oh yeah, 3. You're right. Yeah, it's 4, 3, 3, 2. Call lightning, and then wall of water, and then let's see. What does this one do?
Summon lesser demon.
Maybe something.
Something that is not concentration.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Something not concentration. Ooh, dispel magic.
That's a good one.
You could also just have lightning bolt.
We could, but once again, this guy isn't full on attack. It's a lot of utility.
What's magic circle do?
Everything's concentration.
You could do magic circle.
Thunder step's pretty good too. You know, taking someone with them, maneuverability.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Still
Yeah, there's also magic circle. I kind of like that one.
Which one is? What does that do?
Says you create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on a point on the ground that you can see within range. Glowing runes appear wherever the cylinder intersects with the floor and other surfaces. Choose one or more of the following types of creatures: celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. Oh wait, it's only limited to those. I was mixing it up with another spell.
Yeah.
But basically, it says they can't willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means.
Yeah.
But not
yeah.
with the character limitation. I was mixing up two different spells.
Yeah, let's go Thunderstep.
We could do mass healing word.
And
just a little pick me up on everyone.
Wall of water.
I do like mass healing word. Just a very strong group heal.
A little bit of a rally to help all of the other guys.
Yeah. Give it a support.
Do mass healing word.
Alrighty. Now we got 4th level.
2 of these.
Okay, 4. Let's see. Banishment, Aura of Life.
Oh boy, that's a lot of things you can do with water. I'm too lazy to read all that. Okay, let's go back here. I mean, like conjuring minor elementals just kind of works.
I mean, divination is not a bad one. I don't know, like an NPC really isn't gonna use it, but I just like it.
It's just fitting.
It'd just be the DM talking to himself.
I mean, once again, these are people that you can ally with, so maybe they want to see the Oracle to divine something.
True.
If anyone's gonna have it, it's gonna be the Oracle.
It's gonna be the Oracle. I agree. We should do divination.
I'm thinking divination, and then either control water or conjure minor elemental.
And an NPC with divination is actually very helpful. Like if the party needs help, the DM can be like, "Yeah, they received divination." And it's kind of like the DM to give you a little bit of meta data, meta knowledge,
right?
As well. From one
well, and it's ritual cast too, so it can just ritually cast it whenever.
Right. Private Sanctum.
Yeah, let me keep looking at these other ones real quick.
Actually, conjure minor elemental, thematically good, but not really good for this creature.
Right.
That one's better. So, control water.
Oh, there's Ice Storm.
Vitrolic Sphere. What is Watery Sphere?
Yeah, Ice Storm is really good. Ice Storm.
Storm Sphere. I wouldn't do Storm Sphere because they would have Call Lightning.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely want divination.
Watery Sphere is very like it can bind a lot of people.
I think I like the summon elemental. Or wait, what's the vitriolic sphere?
The conjure minor elemental basically gives you a radius around you, and when you hit it with an attack, they take extra damage of the element. It's not.
No, they're just summon elemental.
Yeah, there's like minor elemental, or there's summon elemental.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize. I thought that was one. I thought that was
right.
One
same level. I think the minor you summon multiple, and the elementals just summon one.
There's also watery sphere.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too. Seems pretty interesting. Elemental can have a variety of like for culture purposes, a variety of use as well. It's not just a
Yeah.
fighting thing.
Yeah.
It's
I say dumb.
thing.
I
On
say
which one?
Like an elemental does a
yeah.
lot more. That's not just a offensive, defensive. It's a multi-purpose, multifunctional
Yeah.
type of thing.
Divination and summon
Elemental.
elemental.
Can carry groceries.
Okay.
Right.
And then
Or
5th level.
The one 5th level. Big beast hand.
Well, you got Cone of Cold. That's always a. I think that's a 5th level.
Probably
Or third.
only one slot.
Interesting.
But we'll give him only one slot, but we can have him know 2 spells.
Yeah. I would definitely say I'm gonna see some of the interesting ones. Let's see.
So yeah,
Yeah, there's Commune. No. I say they already got Divination, so I would probably leave with Divination rather than Commune.
Yeah. What's this one?
Wait, Conjure Elemental is also a 5th level spell?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm confused.
The heck?
Cool. Far Step could be a useful way for them to.
I'm pretty sure Conjure
maintain
Elemental is
distance.
supposed to be a 5th level spell.
Let's go back and check real quick. Like if it says anything. Conjure
That, like,
or
gives it away.
summon elemental.
I think they should get. There is there's greater restoration. Oh no, it's the conjure elemental is like another damaging spell, but at 5th level you get things like summon celestial, draconic spirit, dragon, things like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's summon elementals 4th level, conjure elementals 5th level.
Conjure elemental is like a battlefield control thing rather than summoning an actual creature onto the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am.
Oh yeah, it is very different. Yeah.
Cool.
Huh.
I'm going to start at the bottom now. Wrath of Nature.
Control
Trees.
Wind.
That's too many words.
Yeah, I'm thinking greater restoration. And
Reincarnate. Flood.
Any reduction to the target's hit point maximum, so you can just fully heal.
Monster.
yeah, I'm thinking greater.
I like the Greater Restoration because that's another player thing where it's like, please, I am stuck to this cursed item.
Gives you a reason
Let
to
me
seek
remove
him
it from you.
Yeah, I'm thinking greater restoration, and then control winds is really good. Doesn't do direct damage, but it is crowd control on. It is insane crowd control, which could be even more detrimental to a party.
Mm-hmm. There's also the possibility of like hold monster, like if it's a really big sea creature they're out kind of thing, or monsters, but maybe not as good as the other ones. It's another controls spell. Teaching them. Yeah, I think those two are good based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah. So yeah, so we could do. We could do control wind or.
I like it because it's like it's the stronger version of what the shamans will be able to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's
Control
like,
wind.
oh, they can do gust of wind, so then that way they can make their ships go faster. Where you can control the winds.
Okay. Right, because it... let's go down and do the thing. So it's got a strength score of 10, dex of 10, constitution of 14, intelligence of 12, wisdom of 18, and a charisma of 14. Saving throw, proficient in wisdom saving throws. It is resistant to cold damage. And... okay. So, any special actions it can take other than spellcasting?
Because you got your cantrips.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to add on to it, but
right.
Like I could see it making sense, but what would you do?
Because it doesn't have like any like natural things. It's like it definitely should have a tusk attack.
We'll go through and
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
add
the
it to all of
racials
them.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I could see it having something related to morale of the people, like having an effect to giving certain range or certain number, like a temp HP to nearby other members of its allies, something like that, where it's a force of encouragement for its allies to
You could
have in the
do.
field.
What if you did like a divining grace or something, where it's like recharge on a 5 or a 6, and it's like, all right, until the start of its next turn, all of its allies get +2 to AC.
Yeah, something along those lines. I could see because I'm pretty sure it's especially in combat, it would be very uh yeah, it would rally the troops really well to have them there. I keep thinking of Baldur's Gate 3, whenever they blow the horn, it gives all their allies 5 temp HP. Like it's just maybe the Oracle has an Oracle horn.
There.
Right.
I gave it the tusk attack in melee range. If it just does 1d6 if if like it literally can't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go with
Something with temp HP or something with AC. Kind of a little rally. Following the Oracle. Or a huge calm emotions. Or incite emotions.
Yeah.
all right, we'll go like this. We'll do spirit rally, recharge 5 to 6. Mur'sek, Oracle. These surrounding spirits. Surrounding spirits to protect its allies.
Maybe all allies within 30 feet get +5 temp and +2 to AC.
Up to 5 creatures of the Oracle's choice within 60 feet gain gain... It's a pretty powerful thing, so 10 temporary hit points. Additionally, their armor class is increased by 2 until temporary hit points are depleted. There we go.
I like that. Should it be a 5 or 6, or should it recharge on 6?
Recharge on a 5 or 6, because the other thing too is it's casting this and it's doing this instead of casting a spell, which is a thing. So yeah, so it should get this back pretty decently.
Like Dragon's Breath.
Yeah. No bonus actions, but
Witch Bolt is a bonus action, isn't it?
Huh?
Witch Bolt is the bonus action
on the subsequent turns.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Then
one thing they could do is, if they don't have that recharge back, is they could just have Witch Bolt and then just take the dodge action. If they don't have any other actions to use.
Seer's Sight.
That'd be fun.
I guess same thing with the lightning too.
Within 3 feet
Oh, lightning.
of the...
Actually, I think that one's an action, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yep. When a creature within 60 feet of the Mur'sek Oracle makes any roll with advantage or disadvantage, Oracle can use its reaction to make the roll to cancel the advantage or disadvantage, making it a normal roll. So yeah, it can cancel out advantage or disadvantage within 60 feet
of its choice.
The Mur'sek oracles are the most powerful and spiritual sages of the Mur'seki tribes. They often are the primary advisors to the tribe chieftains, are often sought out for their wisdom and spell casting prowess. Okay, so we got that. Armor class, it is 11 because it has hide armor. Average hit points, so it gets a D8, probably like 50 something.
Yeah.
Should the most powerful version be get a little bit more than that?
Liches barely have like high level spellcasters do not have a lot of hit points.
Okay.
Glass cannons.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I could see it being around there. Not quite as tanky as a brute, but nothing to scoff at.
Well, Lich has 315, but obviously that's challenge rating 21. Let me see. I'm gonna do challenge rating 9 to 10 and see some of the hit points from there.
From spellcaster specifically. While you're looking through that, I'm gonna hurry and run to the restroom. So yeah, go ahead and look through that.
136 for this dude. But he's also an attacker. Wizard, 104.
Maybe the shamans are closer to 55-ish, and this
Right,
guy can be
that's
like
what I'm thinking.
100 and something.
Because like the shaman's gonna be on the level of like the brutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she should last a little bit longer.
Oh, she's a girl.
Or it, them, hey.
Yeah, it's not as offensive. There we go.
Yeah. I'm just gonna shut up.
And cancel.
Biomancer, 110 health. Yeah, all of them are like around 100 or more.
Yeah. Let's do.
Because we don't want it to just be cannon fodder where it's just like, oh, this insane spellcaster is just dead instantly in one turn of the rogue hitting him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's already easy to hit at 11. So I'd probably say shoot for like because the nature of the race and everything, so Gavin, most of those spellcasters have around anywhere from 100 to 120 health.
Okay.
So I was thinking because just the biology of the Mur'sek and everything, I was thinking like 125, 130 health. A little more beefy.
And then the shamans could be closer to the bruisers since they're of a similar tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little less, but yeah, around that 55 range. 50,
Mm-hmm.
55.
Here we go. So we go 120, 20 D8 plus 30 health. There we go. Okay, then let's look at just want to see what the spell slot levels look like. So level 9, 4, 3, 3, 3, 1. Okay, so that's what it gets. So it gets 4 first level, 3 of the rest, and 1 fifth level.
Aye, sir.
There we go. Okay.
I like that.
CR hit points. It gets. There's 11 AC. It's got 120 hit points. Damage per round. This one's a bit harder to calculate. But uses saves. Save DC is 17. Has a resistance, save proficiency 0 to 2. Okay.
Well, what's the max, the strongest spell that it knows? It's probably going to be the Call Lightning at 5th level.
How much damage can it do? What's its maximum damage on that?
Let me go here. 3rd level. Just search for it real quick. D10, so that's 5d10, which is 50.
Challenge rating 9.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nice. It's exactly what we were going for.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okie dokie.
You're not going to have a language override?
I read it wrong the first time. That one is it is like if it has a special condition for its language. So undead language isn't new in life kind of a thing. Rather than actual languages it knows. That's added down here.
Oh, okay.
Movement. Walk of 30. And it gets a swim of 30. Okay. Awesome.
Go.
All right, and then we can go and add in all the extra nitty-gritty details later. So,
Yeah.
now that we've got that, let's do one of
I
the...
really like these guys, though, I gotta say.
Yeah. Let's go with the easiest one. Tide
I
Sage.
do want to ask, at what point do we want to call it? Because we could
Well, I was about to
go
say,
on for hours
I'm gonna probably be done right now. It's already
Yeah,
been
because
3
we're at the
hours.
3-hour mark right now.
Could call it, because we can also just work on these off camera too.
Mm-hmm. Got the
Yeah.
gist of what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's just a lesser version of the
And then we
Oracle.
can showcase all the ones that we make off
Or
camera.
maybe like the Chieftain's the only really big special one that's left.
Mm-hmm.
Which we can do whenever.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Works for me.
All right. Well, I'll probably just be cracking on these for the rest of the night. But yeah, I guess we'll end it there. I didn't realize how long we've been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
It's
a
been
lot of
fun,
fun. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out, because I probably would have just kept going for a while, Andrew. Well,
That's why I said it.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, especially Pokeniner and Super Fox for showing us your incredible homebrew. Those were awesome. Super fun to read. And thank you to everybody else who lurked in there. And a huge shout out to our wonderful, wonderful patrons, D4Fan and Brennan. We appreciate your support, and you supporting us helps us make more cool stuff. And it really does mean a lot to us. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can find us on there. You'll get a bunch of cool benefits like Discord access, things like that. Play some games with us over Discord, and you'll also get the shout outs at the end of streams and whatnot. Also, big ol' shout out to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use the incredible background audio. Really adds a whole lot to these streams, both the Hangout streams and the actual D&D play itself. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us. And the week after next, our next Sunday episode, we should be back with the Paragon campaign. And of course, we will also be back on Wednesday for the oddities. So feel free to catch us then. But for now, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.